Hello and welcome back to another video by the Rose System. I'm Sarah and today we are going to be looking at otherwise specified dissociative disorder or OSDD. This is the disorder we have. This is the second video in our dissociative disorder series. This video only covers the basic of OSDD and does not replace proper research, but it may be a good starting place for further research. Let's get into it. Otherwise specified dissociative disorder is a catch-all disorder that covers many forms of trauma-related responses. This disorder falls under the DSM-5 with the code 300.15. The DSM-5 is the current manual of mental health disorders. People who are diagnosed with this disorder do not meet the full requirements for other dissociative disorders. We will go through the 4 examples that the DSM-5 gives. The first example in the DSM-5 states chronic or recurrent syndromes of mixed dissociative symptoms. This category includes identity disturbance associated with less than marked discontinuities in sense of self and agency, or alterations of identity or episodes of possession in an individual who reports no dissociative amnesia. Within the community, this example is referred to as OSDD-1A and OSDD-1B. Both examples are very similar to DID, but do not meet all the requirements to be diagnosed with DID. OSDD-1A has less distinct alters, but with dissociative amnesia, whilst OSDD-1B has very distinct alters, but with little dissociative amnesia. This form of OSDD can only be formed in childhood by severe and/or repeated trauma. Thus, people with OSDD-1 also are considered multiple, like those with DID. I do not know much about the other forms of OSDD as listed in the DSM-5, but we will go through the examples given. I don't think these forms are limited to being formed in childhood, but I could be wrong. The second example given in the DSM-5 is identity disturbance due to prolonged and intense coercive persuasion. Individuals who have been through intensive coercive persuasion may present with prolonged changes in or conscious questions of their identity. Examples given for coercive persuasion include brainwashing, indoctrination whilst captive, torture, long-term political imprisonment, recruitment by sects or cults, or by terror organizations. The third example of OSDD given in the DSM-5 is acute dissociative reactions to stressful events. This category is for acute transient conditions that typically last less than a month, and sometimes only a few hours or days. These conditions are characterized by constriction of consciousness, depersonalization, derealization, perceptual disturbances, microamnesias, transient stupor, and/or alterations in sensory motor functioning. The fourth example of OSDD in the DSM-5 is dissociative trance. This condition is manifested by an acute narrowing or complete loss of awareness of immediate surroundings that manifest as profound unresponsiveness or insensitivity to environment stimuli. This may be accompanied by minor stereotyped behaviors of which the individual is unaware of and/or that they cannot control, as well as transient paralysis or loss of consciousness. The dissociative trance is not a normal part of a broadly accepted collective cultural or religious practice. These are the 4 examples of OSDD given in the DSM-5, but there are other forms it can take as well. There is a link in the description that goes into more detail on OSDD if you would like to check that out. It also provides resources to get you started. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you know a little bit more about OSDD. Please know you are loved by the incredible God of the universe. I will see you in the next video.